Okay. Hi, this is Lisa Wilcox from Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5, and you are listening to the 13th Wolfman. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Where did that come from?
Hey everybody, it's the 13th Wolfman. You know what? It's that time of the year. That's right, it is a 31 Days of Horror! 31 Days of Horror. 31 movies and 31 days. That's right. Every October, I do this, and a bunch of other people that I know do this. You got the one and only MSJ, I am the Ice Lord, myself, Tony has 9 fingers, and a bunch of others. I'm going to have to look around, see who's doing it so I can get the list going at the end of the videos. But before you do that, always like, subscribe, share, and comment. So I've been away for a while. I haven't bought a lot of stuff lately. You know, usually I'll pop up with a video going, hey, I bought this and I've watched this. I've been dealing with my Samsung Blu-ray player going a little wonky on me. So I've been trying to deal with that and see if I could, find a quick fix for it. And nothing's happened, so I had to replace it. Had to replace it with an LG. I really love my Samsung. I've had it forever. It's my first Blu-ray player. I bought it years ago, and you'd put the Blu-ray disc in and it would kick it back out. It wouldn't read it right away. I thought the lens was dirty. Bought a lens cleaner. That didn't help. It's still doing that, but it plays DVDs just fine. So I moved on. Like I said, got an LG. Had to get something so I could watch the movies for the 31 Days of Horror. Again, 31 movies, 31 days, all horror. Ha! And just like the last couple years, Sunday will be Italian Sunday. So you got that to look forward to. There's not a lot of well-known horror on this list this year. The first movie I'm starting out with is somewhat known. I think there's 3, maybe 4 titles that a lot of people the masses might know, but there's a lot of lesser known stuff on the list this year. But yeah, let's get to it. So, what's the first movie I start out with? I start out with a 1984 classic. At least it's a classic in my book. I had a major crush on one of the stars of this movie, and it's a zombie film. So there you go. But it's not just any kind of zombie film. It's a kind of it's a very different twist on the zombie pathos, and that is Night of the Comet. I actually bought this not too long ago, even after I knew my player was going bad, because I wanted to upgrade. This was on sale over on Amazon. So you got Catherine Mary Stewart, Kelly Maroney, the adorable Kelly Maroney. So you could kind of figure out who I had to crush on. Robert Beltran, Jeffrey Lewis, Mary Warnoff. I mean, a few people show up in this. And what this is all about is, in 1984, a comet was going to come close to the Earth, and everyone's going outside to look up, and watch the comet go by. There are people that are thinking, "Oh, this is the end of the world. We're going to go out there. We're gonna watch the world, come to a blaze and death." This was all really, this. I'm guessing that the whole idea from this movie came because 2 years later, in 1986, Halley's Comet was going to come through our atmosphere. And I remember when that was going on, and it only came by once every 76 years. So. But, so some people went outside, looked up, checked out the comet, and the next morning when Catherine Mary Stewart wakes up, she goes outside and she looks around and she's like, where is everybody? The streets are bare. What's this red powdery substance in the streets, you know? She starts putting two and two together. You know, she goes back to her house, finds her sister. Her sister slept at a... She ran away from home the night before because she got into a fight with her stepmother. But she wound up sleeping in the metal shed, the lawn shed out back. And figured she'd run away later in the afternoon, you know. And she was saved because she was surrounded by metal. Catherine Mary Stewart was saved because she was sleeping in a projection booth and it was all covered. On the inside, it was a fire code and it had to be covered with metal. So, metal was a thing. And it's a really cool movie. This movie clicks along. They meet Robert Beltran, who people might know from Star Trek Voyager as Chakotay. And there's not a lot of zombie action in this movie, but it's a fun film to watch. I don't know. It's really, really weird. I love the fact that they made this movie for $700,000, and in the first weekend, when this came out in November of 1984, it made $3 million. It made a box office total of about $14 million on a $700,000 budget. There's a scene where, well, there's a lot of scenes where you see them like out in the middle of Los Angeles and there's no cars around. You know, and I found out later that how they got this done, because they've only got a $700,000 budget. They don't have the money to close down streets and hire police and do all that. You know, so what they did was they shot that on Christmas morning, early Christmas morning, where everybody was still home sleeping and sleeping in and, you know, spending time with the family. Nobody was on the streets. Kelly Maroney said, well, you know what? Even if there were like window washers, you know, that if they wound up in the shot was useless. They didn't have the digital, you know, way of erasing people from movies as they do now. This is one of my all-time favorites. I love this. This was an upgrade. I have the classic DVD, but I just had to get this. And I love the new artwork as compared to the one where they're just looking up at the sky. I always thought that was kind of goofy looking. One of the best movies ever, if you ask me. It's 95 minutes, but that 95 minutes clicks by so fast. You're not looking at the clock going, what's going to happen next? You're going to look at the clock and go, what? It's over? How is that possible? How does an hour and a half go by that fast? So this is my number one day of the 31 days of horror. Come along with me for this ride. I hope you guys enjoy what I show you. I hope you enjoy what my friends, like I said, the one and only MSJ, I am the Ice Lord, and Tony Has Nine Fingers. Tony Has Nine Fingers does it a very interesting way. He only does a lot of independent stuff, and he does it alphabetically. And I don't have the nerve or the patience to try to do that. So I give it up to him for doing that. But as always, you know, like, subscribe, share, and comment. I want to know what you have to say. And yeah, I'm back on YouTube, baby. I'm on the prowl.